Right. Good evening. I shall start in a minute or two. I'll ask the rest to join in.
Hi, sir. Sorry about bothering you because I'm using my one of my friend laptop. So,
Okay, fine, fine. No
all
problem.
right. Thank you.
Okay. Just give me a few moments and we shall start. So, because some of you still joining in. Okay. I think most of you here, 21 of you attending. Okay. So those who can't afford to reach me, if your group members are not here, please share the information with them. Okay. So I'm going to pinpoint what you require to cover for your final exam. Okay, chapter 12, which is majority control and minority protection. Okay, right. So here you have a question which is concentrating on what is the rule of established in force and arbitral, what is majority rule, what is minority protection afforded under the law, which is under common law, what are the exceptions, if any. Okay, so this is the concept that we're going to look into. Okay, right. So protection for the minority. So your topic start from here. So what is this case about? What has been established from this case? What's the principle established in this case? You don't require to discuss about the story or the what the court held, but more toward what the outcome established. So this is the principle established in the case, which is proper plaintiff and internal management rule. What is proper plaintiff? Proper plaintiff means that the right person to take action. Okay, so in a case, for example, issues that appear in front of the court. Okay, so usually that the person who initiating the case shall be known as plaintiff. Okay, that means you have a cause of action to undertake a case. You may have suffered some damages, okay, or pain and so on, right? So you are initiating a case. So you are known as plaintiff. That means you are proper parties to the action, right? Just like take I think means in the past I mentioned, isn't it? Very layman term that means what they call a metaphor, that if I am sick, that I got to take the medicine, not anyone else, isn't it? Okay, so that means the correct person is known as the proper plaintiff. So when we use that concept into a company, when company suffered any means damage, loss, and so on, company is supposed to take action against the wrongdoers who committed the wrong. Okay, it's pointless to allow means what they call other parties to take action, because minority shareholders cannot take action because they are extended in relation. Remember, you go back to your separate legal entity. Company and its members are two separate. So right to take action always with the company. If company contracted any means what they call damage, liabilities, company take action. Company is the person suffered. Okay, so therefore they supposed to take action. So that is known as proper plaintiff. And the second is internal management rule. So why court means always reluctant to interfere into the company's affairs? Because they believe that the company have two means forum to resolve, which is board of directors, and also the other forum is general members. So they can resolve any issues within the company itself. So these are the two principles where you means established in the case where members are discouraged from taking or prevented from taking action on behalf of the company. If the members suffered any rights, means what they call infringement of their statutory rights or constitutional rights, yes, they can pursue the action, but still the court will find that if there's a possible for the means what they call the shareholders to bring that action and resolve that in general members meeting, court shall not interfere. General rule is that. Okay, so they apply these two rules. So only when we know that some irregularity, something really, goes out of hand, where company means prevented to take action, okay, for the loss suffered, then yes, then the initiation, the exception comes in. So the main thing is you got to understand what is the force and arbitral rule, what has been established there, and then the principle established, what is the justification for that, and what's the advantage, okay, of what they call the principle. So the principle in this case, which is the proper plaintiff and internal management rule, what will it result? So we justify why court came up with that and what's the advantage of that before we look at disadvantage. So the disadvantage, for example, company can bring an action, not its shareholders, and company run at the will of the majority. They prevent or they may what they call try to rectify the action done by them. Okay, so this become unfair for the minority shareholders. They only can sit and watch. All the malpractices. Okay, but done by the directors or the majority shareholders. Okay, right. So now this is the problem that we encounter. So what you will do is we're going to look at the exception. What has been established? What are the exception at the current position of common law exceptions? So when the exceptional situation under the common law, these are the members' personal right infringed. They can take action. If their interests, justice required, they can take action. Majority members committed a fraud, so minority can take action. And expropriation by company's property, either by the directors or the members, majority members. Then all these situation members, now there's a possibility that they can proceed in action. Okay, right. So you are going to look at the type of actions, which is personal, representative action, and derivative action. So up till here is sufficient. Okay, right. So what is personal action? You got to learn that. What is the representative action? And the other action is known as derivative action. Okay, right. Any question here? So go back, if possible, you can summarize that into a point form rather than, writing the entire thing. You can, set it in a key points. So you can see that those are key things that I underlined here. These are key points. So you only require to memorize this in order to, fit that into your work. Okay. Right. Yes. I disrupt you. Who is that? Yes. What is your question?
No, so sorry. My friends are waiting at the lobby.
Okay. Any question? So your reading is start from preparations from here up till your, sorry. Yes. Type of action, which is include, Okay, so first, what is the outcome of force and orbital? What's the principle established? Okay, and then we discuss about what is internal management rule, what is means what they call proper plaintiff rule, what is the advantage, what is the justification, what is the disadvantage, okay, right, and then the exceptions available, and now means up till the type of action can be proceed. Okay, until here. Okay, any question here?
No, sir.
So what is SH stand for?
My goodness, now only you realize that, huh? Shareholder. Shareholder. Okay,
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
okay. Right. If in your slides it shows MSH, small letter means minority shareholder. If it's M capital, that is majority shareholders. Okay. So if you came across in my slides, MSH, this is minority shareholder. If it's capital MSH, then it's a majority shareholder. Okay, right. Right, next is okay. Done that. Next topic is we are looking is meeting. But the topic on majority and minority, the part I discussed with you, shall be a part for compulsory question. So you can't avoid that. Okay, so remember that. Next. Meeting, which is company's meeting, okay? The topic that we done the last, right? Okay, what is a meeting? Summarize that. You don't require to write the entire thing here, but you can summarize that in one or two key points, okay? Right, what is AGM? Oh, right, just give me a moment. What is AGM? Annual General Meeting. Yes? Sorry, anything? Right, so I will continue. Right, and AGM for public company. Then what means what are the requirements? For private company, what's the requirement? Class meeting. Okay, what is class meeting? How to convene a meeting? Class meeting, how to convene meeting? How to convene meeting means we are talking about who can call the meeting. Meeting can be convened by board of directors. Generally, the company's board of directors shall decide on calling for a meeting. But in some situation, the members can convene a meeting, request to the board of directors. Okay, so if the board of directors fail to convene the meeting, the member themselves can convene the meeting at the expenses of the company. That means the cost incurred shall be borne by the company. Right. So remember this part. Okay. So what is the requirement? What is the percentage of shares that members, if it says member means one person, members means plural, that more than one. Okay, so if said member means the member must have at least 10%, that means one person must have at least 10%, then yes. Okay, right? If it says that members, see for example here, members, my apology, right? The B here, okay, the members who represent at least 5%. That means here plural. That means more than one. Having in total, that means a minimum of 5%. Okay, right? Then they have convening meeting. So what means what they call in what situation they can convene the meeting. Right. And once they made a request, what the director must do. So what's the timeline there? When they can hold a meeting? Okay. Right. Purpose of calling of the meeting by members, not directors, members. So if members want to call the meeting, is for right purpose, something in the best interest of the company in good faith, and shall not contain any of these. Otherwise, we consider that they cannot call. If pass would be ineffective, whether by reason of inconsistency or with any written law or constitution, or the convening meeting for the purpose of anything defamatory of any person, that anything is frivolous or vexatious. If pass would not be in the best interest of the company, then this meeting means shall not be called by the means directors. So the director can give reason that members breach this provision. Okay, right. Right. So notification of meeting and up till here. Okay, so from slide 1 until 24. So this one is a problem question. It will give you a scenario. But the most important thing, if your law is correct, you get at least 75 to 80% of your marks. So always remember, if try to, narrow it down your, what they call, go back, summarize that. See, most of these are statutory provision. So you got to remember that, because although I'm giving you a statute book in the exam, but if you don't remember this, you may not able to connect that, okay, to your work. So this is where the failure. Instead of identifying the right, you simply will write everything in the section that I know that is not relevant. So you don't get the marks. So it must be, for example, section 316, and you can see that it relate to section 54. So you got to remember these sections. Okay. The content you can for example, you forgot the content. Yes, I'm giving the aiding of the statutes. So you can refer what's the content of section 13, what's the provision about. But you got to know the order correctly. That's important. Okay, right. So each question carry 25 marks. Okay, so assume a problem question like this. Okay, how you write the issue? The issue is always your topic. For example, it's talking about meeting. Okay, so directors. So what are the what they call requirement for directors to convene meeting? Or you can say that whether the directors can convene the meeting following what are the procedure to be followed. Okay, or for example, annual general meeting, what's the process? So your topic itself is the issue. Okay, right. Any question here? You got to ask me the question on any technicality that later I'm not going to respond because when you are nearing to the exam, you start panicking because shows that lack of preparations. which I cannot, I mean, at that time try to, I mean, what they call diagnose your problem, because I have a lot of other subjects, which is, that's the reason, it means you can, I force myself over the weekend, I cannot, because over the weekend, I still have 2 classes part-times. I got to resolve them as well. So make sure that you have, if you have a problem or anything that you are not clear with, you ask me now, okay? Not later and so on. Right. So that is a for topic on meeting. So we done one compulsory, which is on means minority and majority. Second is question. This is in the second part. This can be an elective question of carry 25 marks, which is meeting. And the next is loan capital. Okay. Right. You're going to cover this part here. Okay. So you got to understand what is okay, charge. Right. So you understand what is a charge? What meant by means what they call charge in legal term. Okay. Right. Type of charges, fixed, floating charges. The priority in term of floating and fixed charges. What is negative pledge clause? What is the characteristic of these charges? Floating charge. Okay. And priority of floating charge among each other. Floating charge and its crystallization. Okay, what is crystallization? Floating charge registration of charge. Priority of charge means when it comes to repayment of debt. Okay, up till here. So first, what is charge? Okay, from here. Then type of charges and the characteristic of each charges. Then priority and what is the advantage means of charges. Negative pledge clause, floating charge, and how floating charge means become a fixed charge by crystallizations. So in what situation crystallization occurs? And what is registration of charge? And priority of charge, means clearing the charge to repayment of debt. Okay, up till here. Okay, that's settled for topic on charge. So let's say your question means of means what they call introduction. You're going to discuss what is a debt and how the debt means incorporate charge and what are the type of charge. So that is a main explanation. Okay, so that means debt capital, means loan. Then if the loan must be secured, it must be secured by charge. Then what is charge? And then you discuss about the type of charges, priorities, okay, characteristic, and then means crystallizations of floating charge, okay, registrations of the charge, okay. So that will be your discussion going to be. Okay, next will be on the topic of directors. So you're going to look at this part here. Okay. So your problem question concentrate on duties of directors, offense, means conviction of breach of duty, what sort of duty they breach. Okay. So for that, you go to start from here, director's duty. So as an officer of the company, they are acting as an agent for the company. Therefore, they owe a duty which is both statutory and common law legal duty. Okay. So the common law duties, fiduciary duties, that the director is entrusted that they shall act bona fide in the company's best interest and acting in proper cause or purpose and retain correct discretions or means right discretions and avoid conflict of interest. Okay. Next, duty of care, skill, and diligence. The rest are common, Companies Act that shall now means what they call overlap the common law duties. So most of the duty today is become a statutory duties. Okay, so that duties that directors shall act for right purpose, good faith, retain discretions, avoid conflict of interest. So all these you don't require to write the facts, but just the case and the key points there. Okay. So you got to see what duties they breach in the situation given. Okay. And how you're going to resolve the duties. Okay. And this is the statutory duties. So statutory duties, what is the duty? What's the breach of duty? What is the effect of the breach of duty? Okay. Right. And who is directors? What directors can breach? For example, acquiring property or probably, connected person. For example, this is connected person. Family members, are they connected person? There's a conflict of interest. Okay. Right. So the contract shall be rescinded. This is the effect or the remedies available when directors breach a duty. What the company can do? They can rescind the contract, claim the damages, and make the directors account for the profit, the benefit received. Okay, can be what they call recovered by the company. Okay, so up till here is your director's duties. So here, this topic consists of a problem question on the aspect of director's duty. Okay. So again, I repeat, start from what is director's duty. Okay. Right. Why they have duty? Obviously, directors means elected, they act as agents for the company, and they owe common law duties and fiduciary duty. Means statutory duty. So common law duties means fiduciary, which is common law case based. So for example, I only write to 1 point. Okay, this is 1 point. Then the second point, for example, if it's common law duty, retain discretion, third point. So the retain discretion, there's a key point. You just elaborate, that's it. The one sentence support by case is sufficient enough. Okay, right. So let's say you get a question, it's very direct. The issue is whether the stated directors or the named directors in that scenario breach their duty. So whether the directors breach the statutory duty or the common law duty means that means, or for example, a specific is that directors breach duty by involving a conflict interest. Okay, so rephrase that based on means your understanding. Okay, right. Or you can say that director breached the duty by misusing company's asset, whether directors misuse means company property. Okay, and what is the the effect of director's breach of duty? Okay, what they will be liable under. For example, the liability is the statutory liability, which are punishment of 3 million or 5 years maximum jail. Okay, right. So that's the up till here is your part that you're required to read. Okay, so we have done four topics.
Sir,
Yes.
I have something to ask. For examination, how
Yes.
we should answer the question? Like for case question, do we need to make introduction and then case apply and then
No, if it's an essay question, okay, if it's an essay question, for example, describe or we say that like this. Okay, it comes with this sort of question: discuss, describe, or distinguish, evaluate. Okay, so you get question like this, right? So what you're going to discuss, this is an essay question. So your introduction is always start with this understanding of the question. So what is the question is asking? Question is talking about company secretary and the requirement to appoint registrars. So you start with who is the company secretary, your introduction, and you explain the general means positions of requirement appointment. So you say that company secretary, in order to appointed in a company, they must fulfill the requirement, and they entrusted with the role and duty to act. So company secretary is an officer of the company. Okay, then you go in content and explain in specific what's the requirement, what is the resignation when they want to resign, what will be the means what they call positions, what is the role and duty means of company, is that statutory duty, is that a common law duty? So these are discussion that you're going to make. Okay, so that is for your essay question: introduction, content, conclusion. Okay, right. Now assume that you get a problem question. A company secretary involved in some breach of duties. Okay, now a story means given a scenario problem question, you know that they ask advice means the position. Okay, so what you're going to do is the issue. The issue is very easy because it's already know that from the reading the topic that the company secretary breach a duty. So your issue is whether means Ali as a company secretary by non-complying with a particular situation, she breached the duty as a company secretary. Okay, and what will be the effect of the breach of duty? That is the second issue. Okay, right. So that is issue. Now law, you're going to explain what is company secretary, what is her duty, what is the effect if she breached the duty. Okay, that is law, legal part, law part. Okay, law part is whatever I given the slides, you're going to summarize that and fix it. That's it. That is already a template. You don't do any changes. Just summarize that. You know how many key points, and just if you can memorize, it's good. Okay, so if you can, those principle I'm talking about. But if you cannot memorize, like means what they call statute, because you already will be provided with statute book, so you don't require to miss word to word memorize everything. But you got to know the sequence, which section, which provision apply for what situation. So that you require to know. So you got to create a mind map of the scope that I already given. I already limit everything for you. Okay. Now later I'll tell you, means even simpler things that you can do. Okay. Right. So therefore you have a issue, explanation of law, application. So now application is in the situation given. You can see the director, means the company secretary, acted outside the scope, means, and she went on breach of duty. So you explain that in her action, this situation shows that she have breached the duty. And then what is the effect of that breach of the duty? Explain that. So in your conclusion, whether she's liable or not for breach of duty. That's it. That is your conclusion. So issue, explanation of law, application, and conclusion. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, but if it's essay question, just introduction, content, and conclusion. That's it. So for mainly for essay question, your means the points of law that you're going to write is that's the main factor that we're going to give you the majority marks. Okay, probably I would say that almost 80% of your marks is from your content. The introduction and conclusion is just a rephrasing, means the synopsis. Okay, right. So, but the main thing is your content for essay question. Okay, right. Next. Oh yeah, forgot to for directors. Sorry, company secretary. Okay. For company secretary, the part that you're going to read is who is company secretary. Okay, like this point here, you can summarize. So you don't require to repeat the same thing. Okay, just one case, define what is a company secretary. For example, section 2 state company secretary as one of the corporate officer of the company. Okay, including director as well, corporate officer, right? But you for this you just fix to section 2. Then what is the company secretary's position historically? They're clerical. They don't have any impact to be bound. The action does not bind the company in the past, but after what they call after 1971, their position is now known as chief administrative officer of the company, as established in this case of Panorama Development, where it was held the company secretary has ostensible authority to enter into transaction as an administrative in nature. That means now she has been assigned a legal duty with power. Okay, right. So she now can bind the company. Previously, no, just clerical staff. But today, she is an officer, which is head of administrative. Okay, Then what's means company secretary's position in Malaysia, right? What is the qualifications, right? Registration of company secretary, disqualification, and then duty of company secretary. What is company secretary's duty? Okay, up till there, 14 slides. Okay. I think this will be a very easy question as long you know the sections. I mean, so the cases are not many, 1 or 2 cases. Okay, right. So take advantage. Question like this. Okay. So you have question on company secretary. And the last is auditor. Okay. So that means you have 2 separate questions. One is on company secretary, the other is on auditor. So obviously, to understand, I mean, who is auditor and what is their role, what is their duty, what is their power. That's it. Okay. To make it easier, this is a question which is considered to be, means what they call a essay question. Okay. So what is the auditor's duty? You don't require to know resignation of auditors and all these, removal auditors, no. Okay. So okay, so here, what's the rights of the means auditor? Duties, auditors, duty to members, duty to company, duty to third party, and duty under negligence. Okay, right. So up till here. So again, I repeat, go back to auditor. Who is auditor? In private company, public company, appointment of auditor, right? Up till here, right? And then you straight jump to duties, auditor's duty, duty to members, duty to company, duty to third party, and negligence. Okay, is that sound? Right, now we come to the simplifications. I make your life easier. The first topic is relevant because it's mandatory question. You got to answer whether you like it or not. Okay, so it's going to be on minority and majority. Means majority rights and minority protection. Okay. So it's compulsory, carries 25 marks. Now the rest of the topics, you only required to answer 3. So 1 is compulsory, and the remaining 3 that from 3 topics. Okay, so you can choose whether meeting or loan capital or director's duty, or I would say the easy way is I go for means company secretary and auditor, because it's in single topic. So that means you only require to cover 3 topic, isn't it? Majority and minority. Any other topic, then the last will be company secretary and auditor. Okay, right. So you're required to answer 4 questions in 3 hours. So I think that you have more than the time needed, as long you do preparation. When I'm after means your exam, I see you that you, means always students say that insufficient time. That means it's not insufficient time that you fail to prepare. Probably you rely too much on the statute book that I given. Don't rewrite everything from the statute. You're not going to get marks for that. The right provision that you utilize, yeah, I give you the marks for that. Okay, right. But the most important thing, the principle establishing answer to the instruction given. Okay, right. Any question? Any question?
No, sir.
No questions,
Oh,
sir.
no. I thought you're going to have tons of question today. Just no. Wow. Okay. The first question, which I mentioned, will be essay question. Okay, the question on loan capital, also essay question. And your last question on auditor, also essay question. So that means you have a mix between essay and problem question. That means 3 essay question and 3 problem question. So the first essay question is mandatory to answer. Then the remaining, I'll leave it to your choice. So I'm not, pressure you with your problem question a lot, so you don't means we're going to upset. I give you means what they call too many problem question. I only given you about 3 problem question there. So your selections, that you make the right selection. If you feel that you only can answer essay question, then choose those topic that covers essay question. Okay, right. Okay, guys, anything that you want me to clarify? I still will answer questions if it is on topic related, not what topic cover again, which part of the topic, no, which is the knowledge related within the topic. You are not clear with a principle, or you don't clear with any statutory provision, you require explanation for that. Yes, I will more than happy to explain to that. But don't ask me what are the what they call marks given. Means what are the topic going to be covered. I'm not going to repeat that. Okay, right. So those who are your colleagues who are not here, please share this information. I think only 23 of you here. We have more than that. So try to help each other sharing. Okay, I take these sessions to share outside of my own time. Okay, right. So I'm more than happy. When willing to share if you require help. Okay, right. But please make effort. The best thing is, you know that now the topic, go back to your past year's question, take back and start familiarize and put it in key points, whatever the works you've done. You want me to check? I can check, but I'm not going to say that whether you got all the points right. No, I'm going to say whether you are able to answer it in the right order. That's it. Whether you write it, your write up for that, or your key points is relevant to the question. Okay, right. Any question? Guys in KB, because I seldom have a time to interact with you, because most of the time you have a dual mode. So have least time to discuss. So if you find you have any problem, you want me to assist you, yes, feel free. Yeah, right. Any question, guys?
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Just want to check with you. Is it possible for us to have another online section by discussing the past year questions, probably end of this week, whenever you're free, sir?
Okay. How long you need?
Probably an hour.
An hour, not possible. Means because see, even explaining one question, I will require it. In detail, at least 15 minutes. Okay, so you have 5-6 topics there. So what you can do is select only one question per and send it finalize. Then we look into that. Okay, can or not?
All right, sir.
Okay, otherwise everyone going to throw up so many questions that very difficult for me to respond to you. Okay, so at least we go for 5 question. Okay, within the scope that I've already given to you. So with that, I can probably advise you the right way of attempting the question. Okay, just a moment. Okay, let me see that.
Also, sir, I just want to check with you with the coursework.
Okay, coursework, you can send me a personal message if if I inform everyone on that. Some of you say that why I release the things to what they call to everyone to view. Okay, so you send me a message, then I update your coursework mark. Okay, your personal message. Can
Okay, sir.
Right. See, for example, I. Right. See, a question of this. Okay. So this is a problem question. This is on constitution, so it's not applies to you because you already covered this in your midterm. So I'm not going to means what they call explain in detail, but understand that the context here is the company is supposed to involve in means what they call constitution. The object of the company is selling small animal, supplying pets food and grooming. But the company, what happened is ventured into sewing babies' clothes. Okay, right. So now from here we can summarize that. That means we want to know it's about object, isn't it? Okay, objectivity that they breach. So this is exactly the issue. Whether the company by entering into means what they call action of doing this baby's clothes is breach their objectivity. What is the objectivity? Objectivity is selling this small animals and so on. So that is your whether the company failed their objective. So if they fail the objective, what's the next cause? So that means we want to know what's the effect and what happened to the contract. That means here, whether they can be sued, okay, breach of contract. So yes, whether they're bound by the contract. Okay, right. Then this is the three issues, but the most important is this. Direct to the issue in the topic. Okay, right. For example, the relevant law is these are from your slides. What is memorandum associations? What is constitution? What is object? What is ultra virus? What is null and void? And the case. So I cover every inch of this related. That means we discuss about what is object, what is constitutional objectivity, what is constitution, what is constitutional objectivity, what is the effect, and whether this contract is bound. So that entire scope is already answered here. So what is constitution? What is object? What is effect of breach the object clause? And what is the contract shall be null and void? Okay, so the law that apply for the discussion earlier, the issues. Then discuss. So we take object first. So what is our company's object? So company's object is involved in means what they call a small animal. So I rewrite from the what they call that scenario. Okay, the problem. So where they gone wrong? They undertook to engage in something outside their objectivity. So is there a breach? So what will be the cause of action? Ultra virus. Okay, so these are the discussions. So everything that you stated there, object, effect, ultra virus, object, ultra virus, and void. So these are the discussion that here. Okay, object, ultra virus, and the contract. What will be the contract? Okay. So the final means whether they are liable to pay or otherwise. Conclusion. Okay, right. And similarly, right, this topic on fixed, charges. The topic, means one of the topic covers for your exam, but your topic is essay, but this is a problem question on the same topic. Okay, right. Here, question 2, Chili Sdn Bhd is a company producing sports car accessory. The company own a piece of land located lot 11A, Jalan Wang Banyak, Tanjung Malim. However, due to poor revenue in 2015 and 16, Chili Sdn Bhd required a big sum of money. So they make a borrowing, okay, from one bank, and there's a fixed charge entered. Okay, then the charge is not registered. Okay, so again, that charge they enter not registered. On the 1st May, Chilli Sdn Bhd took another loan. Okay. And floating charge now registered. Is it registered? Unregistered. Okay. So this is the issue. Company made a borrowing. Is that right? Yes, of course. Company can raise capital by loan. But what's the problem here? They failed to repay, and the charge entered fixed and floating charge, and whether the validity of this charge, whether it's registered and is it secure. Okay, so you're going to discuss the validity of the charge. Is it registered? And which charge will be in priority, fixed charge or floating charge? Okay, right. So your discussion, like earlier, what is a charge? What is a fixed charge? What is a floating charge? And what is a crystallization? What is a priority to the bank, fixed charge and floating charge? Okay, what is a statutory provision? Talking about the effect of the charge. Okay, right. So underlined, and further discussion, section 352. See, all these are same sequence apply for, provision apply for charges. And which charge is in priority? And which is the registration? What is the effective if the charge is registered or unregistered? Okay, right. So that is the discussion that you got to make in your explanation of law, and then application. So they have two charge, and when the charge must be registered, because very important is a charge, if it's not registered, is the charge become unsecured. Okay, right, and the creditor become unsecured creditor. Okay, and they can rescind the what they call the loan and get back their money. If the Chile did not register, the KCM Bank and DH Bank lodge with the registrar before end of the duration. So what's the time limit for registration, which is stated here in this provision? Okay, so what is the time of registration of the charge? If they fail to register, what is the provision allow for them? Okay, can the creditor register the charge instead of the debtor? Okay, right. If the charge is void, what happened? The money, do they require to return back to the creditor? What happened if the charge is unregistered? Okay, right. So that's shall be that. And the conclusion, whether the company can claim the money. That means the banks can claim the money. That's the conclusion. So this is how you go about problem question, resolving. Always start with issue. So you just write issue, underline that, then discuss. So always your issue in a question format. Okay, right. And explanation of law. So the law I mentioned earlier. So if I give you the slides, so now you're going to summarize that in this way. Okay, key points, take the key points, summarize that. The rest you can remember, which is relevant. Okay. And then application. So application to the law, to the fact. Here you don't require to talk about law anymore. Here you're going to explain the situation in the in reflecting to your area of law. Okay, right. That means you are responding to the law that you already given. That's why we sort of apply to the problem into your law given and established here. And conclusion, you decide on whether the effect, whether they can claim. Okay, so these are the decisions that. Okay, so this is a simple understanding as to how to go about attempting problem questions. Okay. Essay question direct. Introduction, content, conclusion. Okay. Right. Any other question? Anyone have a question? Right. When is your exam?
Sir,
Just a moment. Your exam is on the 20th, correct? Of 10 days from now. Thursday, that means I think next week. Yes, next week, Thursday. Right. Yes. Go ahead. Who's that? Sorry, I interrupt you. So, what is your question? Hello. Yes, who tried to ask me a question? No question. Mohammad Rafiq, I think you mute your mic. I can't hear you.
Is it me, sir?
Ah, yes, I can hear you now.
No, I don't have any questions.
You don't have any question, eh? Right.
No.
Anyone else? Rafiq, when you think that you need the additional time?
To discuss past years, was it?
Yes.
I think I'm okay whenever, as long as there's no
Yeah,
exams going
because
on
the
at that time.
problem you guys have too many exam, and I cannot bother you over the weekend because most of you are celebrating means what they call Hari Raya Korban. So see, find time on Friday or Saturday. If Saturday morning, is it okay? Saturday morning?
can sir.
No,
Okay.
sir, I can't make it because Saturday morning we have some of us have exam.
Exam, huh?
Yep.
Right. Saturday evening, I'll be away. Friday evening? Because
sir.
Thursday I'm not available. I'll be I miss I got a meeting with my supervisor, so I don't think that I can make it. I'll be away to Tanjung Malem. Right. So Friday evening, you guys have a exam? Anyone have an exam Friday evening?
I have sir.
Until what time?
3 to 6 p.m.
Right. Friday morning?
Can sir?
Friday morning can.
Yes.
Okay, then we make it a Friday morning about 9. Okay, right. Yes. Okay, then Friday morning, and okay. I want someone of you to compile the question. Okay, whichever means what they call question. I think I mean Rafiq, can you compile the question?
Yes, sir.
Can you compile the past year's question?
It's just one question for each topic, right? Or not?
Yes, yes. You okay? One or two.
One or two. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Can.
So otherwise, if I ask everyone, like the other day, is repeating too many things. I cannot. Sequence them. Means what they call. So to avoid that, one of you do that, and means you submit to me a day prior to that. Either you can WhatsApp to me or email to me. Then I make the necessary preparation and respond that during your meeting. On Friday morning. Okay. Is that okay? Done? So I end the session now. Okay, thank you for attending, guys. Yes, for your coursework marks. Okay, so the other day I told you, isn't it? Come and meet me. On Monday or the day. You are free. But after that, I didn't see any response from you. Okay, so you can. What you call message me. That I can if it's in the class. Then yes, I can show to each individual. But now, virtually. You just message me individually, then I can respond to you. Okay, right now I'm going for my break, so don't expect me to respond immediately. Yeah, later after the break. I just want to have my dinner quicker because I just reach home, then I straight away to attend your classes. Right, so allow me some time to respond back. Okay, right. Any question before I end? Last. No.
So for
Yes.
Friday's class at what time?
Morning 9. Is it
9.
okay? Yes.
Okay, sir. Boleh.
Okay. Right. Any other question?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. No problem. If you are in the campus, if I'm if I don't have duties, then yes, because I only have duties already informed to me up till tomorrow. So the next duty yet to be informed. Okay, so if the notification of duty clashing with I'll notify you in advance. Okay, we see other available time. I'll communicate with you guys later. Okay, right. Thank you guys, and
Thank you very much,
have a
sir.
nice evening. Bye bye to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Bye.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.